The numbers told the story. They always do.
It's one of those idiots who believe in analytics.
This is a numbers game with Gil Alexander on VSiN.
Good Friday morning to you. Not just any Friday. Happy Independence Day. Happy 4th of July. From VSiN, the Sports Betting Network, Gil Alexander, Kelly Bidlin, VSiN.com, the VSiN app, Game Plus, iHeartRadio, YouTube TV, Sirius XM Channel 158. However you're taking us in on this 4th of July, we appreciate it. Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning. How you doing? Happy 4th.
Are you feeling festive?
I am. I love the 4th of July.
You going to a barbecue later?
I am going to crash one, yes.
Do they know? So you're just going to crash one? They have no idea you're coming?
No. They know I'm coming, but it's the expertise of the Irish goodbye. It's always the I don't know how long I'm going to want to stay at this party. Mm-hmm. So I made very light promises, Gil. Very light promises.
Yeah.
I'm going to hit the gym though first. I'm hitting the gym.
Dude, catching up.
New Kelly Bidlin. Old Kelly Bidlin wouldn't hit the gym on the 4th of July. He'd be straight to the pool with beers and hot dogs. But no, I'm hitting the gym first, and then I'll do that.
You will pass me by football season, I believe. I think that's what's going to happen.
That's a pretty high bar.
We are 249 years old as a nation today. Well,
happy birthday.
We had a good run. No, well, next year, 250. By the way, I remember, some of us are old enough to remember, 200 was the bicentennial. 1976. Next year is 250. Do you know what the word for that is?
Absolutely not.
Just give it a go. Give it a shot.
I'm trying to think of halfway bicentennial, tricentennial.
No, that would be 300.
That would be 300.
Yeah.
So it's a tri-bicentennial.
No, I don't know what the heck that is. It would be. I didn't know this either, so I looked it up.
It's halfway in between. I don't know.
What I guess it's Latin. I guess for half of 500, so semi-quincentennial.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Semi-quincentennial. They have some other random word, sestercentennial, that they might go with because semi-quincentennial sounds too long, but that's the actual word for next year.
I kind of like
249.
It. No,
we don't have a word.
That makes sense. I was thinking more halfway. What do you do between 200 and 300? Halfway of 500. Those makes a little bit more sense.
All right, so that's what it is next year. But 249 this year. We got a whole bunch to get to. You would think that on a July 4th Friday that our guests are like, deuces, we don't want to show up. Not our guests. They're all here. Fezzik Fridays in full effect mode, to quote the great Al B. Shore. Chris Fallica will be here. All of his bets, soccer and Major League Baseball. Adam Burke jumping on with us, VSiN managing editor off the VSiN NFL betting guide. He's got some baseball and football to talk. Timmy Lawson, Megapod historian and the Better Life podcast host, not necessarily in that order, with some soccer action for you today. And Are We Sure? Because we never finish Are We Sure on one day, so we always have Are We Sure drift.
Well, as you noted yesterday, we could have called that easy before yesterday's because I had like a novel of questions written down.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you had a bunch.
Sometimes it's not easy, Gil, and sometimes they're just they just flow out of me. It's just a ton.
They flow from you.
That's right.
They flow forth. What did I want to talk about first? First of all, the hot dog eating contest today is in less than 2 hours. Well, the men's is in less than 2 hours. This actually starts well before that on the ladies' side and other sorts of hot dog competitions. Remember last year when Joey Chestnut had the sponsorship conflict, Patrick Bertoletti won it with 58 hot dogs thrown down. I believe thrown down is the technical term for what they do. Yeah. 58 hot dogs. Miki Sudo won the ladies' side with a record-breaking 51 hot dogs. The record, of course, is 76 that Joey Chestnut set in 2021. He's got 55 competitive eating world records. But, yesterday, the reason I bring this up is because there are different markets, right? There's the market with Joey Chestnut. I think he's like a minus 1,800 favorite to win this today. Then there is a market without Chestnut.
Yes.
As well. And then there's an over-under on the number of hot dogs for some of these guys, too. Fezzik will have a bet later on about one of the participants.
You got Bertoletti minus 160 in your winner without market.
Stormy Bonatoni, who follows us here every day with Money Moves. I did not know, after the show yesterday, and I'm not talking out of turn because she's all about this, she's obsessed with, she said, both hot dogs and the hot dog eating contest. She's completely into this. And she mentioned something about, I don't know if you saw, Joey Chestnut was interviewed at Barstool, I guess, at one of their podcasts, that weather is a factor in this. Anything where there's a handicapping thing like this, I'm fascinated by.
Right, yeah.
So I don't know.
He's got like a sweet spot, right? It's like 75 to 85 degrees or something like that.
Here's the quote. It's going to be a hard one. He's talking about trying to break the record of 76. He says, it'll take perfect conditions, not too hot. If it's windy, the hot dogs get cold. You need enough warmth, like 78 degrees.
So
75, then he adds. If it's kind of dry outside, the buns get stale, so you need to have fast buns. Fast buns, Kelly.
Fast buns.
Warm dogs and not too hot because, dude, I'm getting older. I'm a little bit fat. Once I start sweating, it's really hard. I'm in trouble. That's Joey Chestnut talking, not me, by the way. He goes on to say, I learned that towards the end of the contest that it's actually a little bit easier to not dunk because there's less movement involved. So I'm trying to plan it out so I'll make the switch. Sometimes I slow down bad when I'm dunking. So a little bit of a strategery change maybe for Chestnut
what
towards
was
the
last
end.
part? He's not going to dunk?
Yeah, so he has figured out, or he thinks he's figured out, that late in these contests, the typical dunk and eat kind of maneuver isn't worth it going into the stretch.
Interesting.
In other words, you don't slide it. You don't go head first into first base either, right? You just see all these little things that they come up with.
So he's conserving energy, but then he is going to do dry. He's going to be eating dry dogs and buns.
If he decides at the end that it's slowing him down not to do so,
wow, okay,
that's what he's doing. By the way, so the question then it begets the question: what is the Coney Island weather today? 76 degrees, perfect.
Yeah, it's supposed
eating
to be right
conditions.
in the sweet spot. And didn't he hit like 80 something? Like when he did like the Netflix thing? Yeah,
he sure did. He sure did.
I mean, we can. It's 4th of July. I love that it's become like a little betting tradition on 4th of July. You could love it, hate it, whatever. I'd probably be more into it if it wasn't right after our show. I feel like I just miss it every year.
I feel the same way.
You know what I mean?
I feel the same way.
But like this dude's amazing. Like I don't know, like you want to go out there and bet unders on Joey Chestnut? Have fun. I'm not doing it.
No, you don't
would never do it.
Wimbledon.
I spotted Gill 70 and a half hot dogs against him.
I couldn't beat it.
He would not take the own spread
I won't
himself.
Take it. Not against Chestnut. Wimbledon. Wimbledon has this just it. Not gone well for me. Not gone well for me at all. Had one disaster day, and the rest of the other 3 days were just slight loser days. But when you add that to a disaster day, that's not good. That's not good first couple rounds at Wimbledon. This morning, we did get a win this morning. Fukovic from yesterday held over. Have 4 picks today. 2 have started. Have Alejandro Davidovich Fokina against Taylor Fritz. He's down a set and a break as a huge dog against the American number 1 Taylor Fritz. Davidovich got broken the very first game of both sets, so that's not good, as a plus 243 dog against Fritz. The other one that has started is Mattia Bellucci, plus 148 versus Cam Norrie. Bellucci started up a break on Norrie. So those 2 have started. The ones that have not, Nicholas Yari is the play against João Fonseca. Jari is a big serving Chilean, plus 192 versus João Fonseca. Love that price on Nicholas Jari. And then
where's Jari from?
What did I say? Chile, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Am I incorrect?
No, I don't know. It's isn't João Fonseca from what? Argentina?
No, Fonseca's from Brazil.
Okay. Battle of South America.
Neither are Argentinian.
That's all I was trying
Yes.
to go for.
No,
Battle of South America.
Kelly wanted to throw an Argentine in there to no avail. Chileno versus a Brazilian. And then Emma Raducanu plus 311 versus Arena Sabalenka, with the home crowd behind Raducanu today against the world number 1 on the ladies' side, who, again, I've always said should not be the favorite in this tournament, should not be the short shot in Sabalenka. So it's Jari and Raducanu still to come as big dogs later today at Wimbledon, where, of course, in England, not only do they not celebrate the 4th of July, but one would think that, at some point the 4th of July was not a pleasant day for folks across the pond, but now they're kind of over it.
I would hope they're
been
past
over it
it
for a while.
I would hope they're past it by now.
The other thing that's
it is kind of funny the way you say that though. Like, yeah, was it a day of significance at any point?
Yeah, like for the first 50 years, were they like, I hate this day?
What a bummer!
This is a terrible day. The other thing that's happening on the ladies' side, though, has to do with one of our futures. Maddie Keys is taking it on the chin from the German Laura Siegemund. She's down a set and she's down a break. 6-3-4-1. Maddie Keys was a -8. I didn't have her in a play today, but she is a Wimbledon futures play. She was a -850 favorite in this game, in this match. Yeah. What are you looking at? What are you distracted by?
The score. No, it's up there in the corner.
Oh, okay, just curious.
Yeah, that ain't looking good. Come on, Matty.
No, so that's not going well in a tournament that has just been rife with the upsets that you couldn't see coming, and the ones that I think are coming never come, kind of thing. Grass, ladies and gentlemen, grass. So anyway, there's that. So those are the places. Oh, by the way, and the other thing that we showed up on the screen here, if you want, is the Mariners 20-1 most wins in July. Just to update yesterday's stuff, the Mariners are now 1-2 out of the gate in July, which is not a good start. This just in, but I don't know if you saw how that game ended yesterday. 3-2 Royals, 1 out, bottom of the ninth. Mariners have runners at second and third. Julio Rodriguez is at the plate, and the pitcher is so wild. There's a wild pitch, then like a subsequent pitch is, the catcher has to stand to catch it. He's completely wild. And then on the 3-2 pitch, it's a borderline call, and the ump gives it to the pitcher, which you rarely see when a pitcher is that wild, that you get the borderline call. So that was the second out. And then Cal Raleigh steps up and then feebly grounds out to end the game. So not a good start for the Mariners. By the way, can people stop with the Cal Raleigh, Barry Bonds, same sentence stuff? Please stop it. It's offending me.
I heard he sucks now. That's what it's flipped all the way.
It's just like, come on, stop with the hyperbole on this. Anyway, the 5 undefeated teams so far are starting the month of July. The Blue Jays. Rich PSM is all over this on Twitter. He just can't stop talking about his Blue Jays play. Blue Jays are 3-0, Dodgers are 3-0, Cubs are 3-0, Rangers and Pirates both 2-0 out of the gates in the month of July. Are we sure? On the other side, the drift from yesterday. Estamos seguros. All kinds of sports questions. We will try to answer them next on A Numbers Game at VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
What's the guarantee? Derek?
Mike, time to make history.
Players in Circa Million make 5 picks against the spread each week with quarterly and full season payouts.
Circa Survivor entries choose one team each week with no point spread. The last one standing wins it all.
We have $21 million on the line. Are you in? Visit circasports.com for details.
So, Paulie, have you had a chance to read the VSiN Daily yet?
Yeah. Came in at 3 a.m. What's Bill doing up that late?
Well, rumor has it, it starts off with a 12-hour meditation session.
Then he just pours himself over film and live TV, really focusing and taking it all in. Bill's in with the biggest insiders, talking trade secrets, strategies, the whole nine, absorbing the info.
And then and only then can the writing process begin.
In Las Vegas, Bill's late night becomes your early morning. Wake up to the very latest betting insights in your inbox with the VSiN Daily. Sign up for free at vsin.com/newsletter.
Coming up on the next Follow the Money, happy 4th of July, a ton of day baseball. We'll go over all the in-play and preview the games. Matt Vasgersian on the program to talk MLB. Anthony Irwin on 8 into the Lakers and off-season moves for Los Angeles. Also, big balls at the D. Wilbo in studio to talk everything Circa and contest and weenies and bikinis giveaway. Follow the Money weekdays, 4 to 7 Eastern on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network, now Sirius XM Channel 158. Get the VSiN Watch app.
Numbers Game on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Back on a Numbers Game, live from Circle Resort Casino, downtown Las Vegas, Nevada. Gil Alexander, Kelly Bidlin. Don't forget to check out our website in full effect as well, VSiN.com. Want to bet smarter? Start with smarter insights. Right now you can check out our NFL betting guide, Greg Peterson's MLB best bets, Steve McAdam's NASCAR simulation, ready for the Grant Park 165 in Chicago. And later today, you can check out Tyler Shoemaker's WNBA title odds update, Zach Cohen's Wimbledon best bets, and Josh Applebaum's MLB betting splits picks. Right now, you can sign up for full VSiN Pro access until the Super Bowl for only $175. Head to VSiN.com/subscribe to sign up today. That's $175. That is all. VSiN.com/subscribe. We get tweets at Beating the Book. This is from Tony Coco, I believe you pronounce this. I hope I'm pronouncing that all right. He says, exceptional job by Kelly yesterday, hosting a couple segments. I hope consideration is given to having him handle the host job when you are on vacation, Gil, instead of a fill-in. How about that for Kelly Bidlin?
Appreciate it, Tony. Thank you.
There you go.
It was a fun scramble yesterday. And again, shout out to the crew. Shout out to
Dave Ross,
Zach Cohen.
Well done, guys.
Yeah.
Well done. I just had to get it, again, I had to go out of the way to get better gas prices. Brad Sports. Happy 4th of July to my USA friends. He's in Toronto. Thank you, Brad Sports. Appreciate that. Garnet Barnsdale says, I think we're right on track to cash this one now. Cleveland Guardians regular season wins, which was my favorite season win total pre-flop, the under. Cleveland is now 5 games below 500. I have them was under 82.5. I also have the alternate play at under 87.5 with extra juice. But the one thing on this show that always seems to work out is the best MLB season win total, the 162 game thing. So we'll see. They're 5 games below 500 at this point. This is from the RGB, the Social Beacon. Boys, enjoying the preview of the soon-to-be-launched VSiN Plus this morning with a live look-in of y'all getting set up on the desk. Yeah, the camera was on with us.
Just a little teaser there for you for the VSiN Plus account. A little teaser.
Glad you didn't see Kelly punch me in the face like he does every morning before the show.
Hey, man.
Just to get me going.
I was going to say, it's not my fault. That's the way you like to get psyched up, right? It's weird. I don't know. But...
Cody Holloway. Someone forgot to hit the commercial button during the break. Someone tell Gilly Kelly.
We did have some tech difficulties this morning. We're getting them ironed out.
Corey Smith talking about Maddie Keys. Day off, wake up, coffee. Keys does this. Top 5 letdown of the year. Yeah, she is. Is she Dunzo? Let's see. What's the story on Maddie Keys? She is down to her end. 6.352 right now. She would have to have an epic comeback at this point to stay alive at Wimbledon. This is from The Truth, 1980. Earlier you said you don't slide into first base, and it reminded me of an inside joke with my dad. Every time a player slid and was called out, I would tell him that it was against the rules and an automatic out. We would laugh about it. Boy, I miss him. That's great memories with your dad right there. I love stuff like that. Mike Rouse, happy July 4th. How often do you in-game bet on tennis? Mike, when I'm by myself, I have no distractions, then I will do it. Otherwise, obviously here on the show, when I'm on the go, you can't. But it would take a specific type of match between 2 specific types of players for me to jump in. But always on commercial, by the way. Otherwise, they will you will be behind the 8 ball with them. Believe me.
A heavy server that can't return or something, that sort of situation.
Jay Rude used to laugh at me because when we would go on our trips to the Borgata with Matt and Dave Farah, I would be sitting there with him in a restaurant. I'd be like live betting Nadal serving on his service games all the time. So it takes a certain type of player. This is from Beds JB. What's with the reactionless reaction shot of Ben Shelton's dad after every point? Does he have it in his contract? Was even worse at the French. I think he's just trying to keep level-headed. His son is emotional enough. Uncle Bush, if you tuned in 9 minutes into a numbers game, you started with grass, ladies and gentlemen, grass. How can you not love this show? Thanks for working today, boys. Thanks for listening. I appreciate it.
Gil's got to lay off the grass.
Rick Ollier in my best teacher voice. Oh, hello, Gil. It's good of you to join us on time today. Side note, did I hear that young Gil was interviewing adult film stars? Kind of gives a new meaning to a numbers game, right? Right? I'll see myself out. That was years ago. Yeah, 2011 or 2012. A famous Betting Dork podcast with Mark Spears, who was at Yahoo at the time, now is at ESPN. And what was her name? Charmaine Starr was an adult film star. And it was about the economics of the adult film industry. It was fascinating. Fascinating.
I bet it was.
I don't know if I should repeat it on July 4th. Another day maybe I will, but it was just like...
Well, can people still find the episode out there?
Yeah, baby. Yeah, if you go to the old betting dork...
Probably still exists somewhere.
Oh, yeah, it exists. It absolutely exists. And then primetime, Cowboys_Cubs1. Yo, hey, man, tuned in a bit late, and first thing I hear is Gil encouraging us to blaze it up. Grass, ladies and gentlemen, grass. Happy 4th. Blow it up today, he says.
My joint on the grass definitely was one of my favorite moments of Wimbledon already.
Hey, Chris Heath, yeah, when the Mariners dropped to 9-1, I took the Jays at 16 since the teams that troll Gil have gone so well. They really have, because I mentioned the Blue Jays as well. All right, let's do it. Are we sure? Estamos seguros.
You think you know what's going on in the sports betting world?
Are you sure? I'm positive.
Gil and Kelly tackle the hard-hitting questions on another exciting edition of Are We Sure?
Oh, yeah.
Yo, Gil.
Yes, sir.
Skubal and Skeens both going to win Cy Young Award still? We sure about that?
I'm not 100% sure about Skubal in the American League side because Hunter Brown and Fried and others are good. And, you know, if you phrase it a different way, if you're like, are they without question the leaders in the clubhouse and it's theirs to lose? Yes, I'm sure about that. But, and by the way, Tom Tango, who we rely on his Cy Young tracker, Tom Tango chimed in on it for us himself. It's like the Marshall McLuhan, bring him out from behind the curtain, Tom Tango on Twitter.
Bring him out.
He said, Tom Tango was like, yeah. He says, Skeens and Skubal are the only ones to me that are sustainable, he said. So there you go.
Okay.
I'll let Tom Tango answer that with a yes.
Yeah, market tightening, but all right, American League real quick. If you had to make a bet, not named Skubal, who would it be?
Well, I have a bet on Fried, so that would have to be my answer.
Right around the same number still, right?
No, it's a better number now. It's a longer number than when I got it.
Oh,
this
yeah,
is
you
right
were
around
8 or 9 to 1, something like that?
I was plus 950.
Okay.
Montesano has 18 to 1. This is already back to 16 to 1 on Fried. Yankees no longer in first place.
Yeah.
In the American League.
I got in on that division ticket right at the right time.
I think they're still winning that division, but
let's go.
We shall see.
All right, are we sure LeBron James will definitely play for the Lakers next season?
No, I'm not sure. This is why I brought it up with Zach yesterday. I'm not sure he is.
It's getting weird,
because his ego is really fragile. Like, by the way, that's one of the biggest things in the NBA that I think drive people crazy is that him and KD have the most fragile egos for two human beings that are the greatest at what they do.
Yeah.
And it's like, why do you guys care so much about all this other stuff? But LeBron, it feels to me like he kind of is flirting seriously with getting out of there. But I could be wrong.
It's a weird situation.
But I'm not sure.
First of all, I think I understand. I think KD's way worse than LeBron.
Yes, he is. KD's the worst of the worst.
Yeah. It is a weird situation, man, and I don't know what to tell you is going to happen because, I mean, he opted in. The problem is he opted in. Yes, he has a no-trade clause, so he could control where he gets traded to, but I don't, like, is LeBron James really going to sit out games to create just a fuss this year? Like, that's where this is headed right now, and I don't know that this is going to end well for either side. Are we sure the Thunder are the best team in the Western Conference?
Yeah, you have to give them the nod because of what we just saw. Again, not just a championship, but a 68-game win regular season, a 68-win regular season. So you have to give them the edge. I just still always feel like Jokic is live. And I know Zach had the Rockets as his best yesterday.
That surprised me a bit. Yep.
I'm sure that they are the best, but not by a whole bunch.
Yeah. They're still on top. With what they ended up with, what they did throughout the regular season last year and then winning a championship. I can't. Look, this is a young team that's only going to get older, more experienced. They're still number one for me. It is Nuggets number 2, Rockets number 3. I think I'm pretty locked into that order right now. This is going to be one of the better teams Jokic has had.
Yeah.
Just period. Yeah. Like, not in a while, period.
But did you hear, was it Valanciunas might leave?
That is a weird story. Yes, I'm glad you brought this up.
He said he might go to Greece.
Yeah, he's getting big offers in Europe. Is that where the team was, in Greece?
Yes.
I actually didn't catch where it was. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, he's getting a big offer and apparently really considering it, which is just a little shocking. Would this be his best chance to win an NBA title before
I get to play with Jokic? Nah, never mind.
Like, just go do that later in your career. I was very strange. Okay. NFL. Are we sure the 49ers should have the second shortest odds to be the 1 seed in the NFC?
Ooh, is a great question. Eagles being the first, obviously.
Yes.
I am
a little surprised.
I am going to say yes. I am sure. And the reason for that is the NFC North, pardon me. The NFC North is so packed, right? If you believe that the Lions have competition in the Packers, some believe the Vikings as well. And then the NFC South is the NFC South. I don't need to explain. So with the Niners, think about last year with the Niners. They were 8th in the NFL in yards allowed, but you know what they were in points allowed? 29th. So that's sort of anomalous, right? That's an anomaly of sort. And the reason is that their special teams sucked. They also couldn't force turnovers. They only forced 2 turnovers between weeks 9 and 18, had a bunch of injuries, young coordinator. They have solid back now. I just think there's a lot that can be improved upon based on that. But I will concede. Trent Williams is 37 and Christian McCaffrey is an old 29. So there is that. But yes, I am sure they should be number 2.
That division is going to be really fun this year, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. Some people like the Cardinals. We'll come back with our guests next. Tim Lawson.
And they're off.
Gear up for football season the sharp way with a VSiN Pro subscription. Right now, grab our football special for just $175. An early bird deal that gives you full VSiN access through the Super Bowl. That includes our NFL betting guide, loaded with team previews, power ratings, and season-long best bets. Plus, pro picks sent to your inbox daily, betting splits from DraftKings and Circa, live shows on the VSiN Watch app, and so much more. Don't wait. Sign up now at VSiN.com/subscribe and join us on the Sports Betting Network.
This is VSiN, the sports betting network. A numbers game on VSiN, the sports betting network.
Don't forget to check out the Sharp Plays, unmatched transparency with records updated daily, AI betting analysis, real-time global betting information, and alerts directly from the pros. Check them out, sharpplays.com. We invite you to do so. Guess what I'm doing for the 4th of July today?
What you doing, Gil? Watching Wimbledon?
Well, I wish I could. I'm flying to San Francisco.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I knew that.
Then I am taking. I forgot about this. I'm taking Gracie to a party, to a 4th of July party on the other side of the Golden Gate Bridge, and then I'm gonna pick her up. So I have to.
This is like a day from hell, man.
I have to traverse the Golden Gate Bridge
Planes, trains, and automobiles.
Fight Bay Area traffic in and out of San Francisco twice. And you know what? I just want to spend time with her, so I'm all about it. I get to hang out in the car with her twice. It's like the joy of my life as I sit there in traffic.
Wow,
it's my day.
What a guy!
It's my day.
What a guy, Gil Alexander, ladies and gentlemen. I will not be doing that today. That sounds terrible, awful. I was telling
very nice of you.
I was telling you off the air yesterday. My only experience with driving over the Golden Gate Bridge was going to Napa. This is like 5-6 years ago. Fly into San Francisco late at night, and I rent a car, and I'm kind of drive up to Napa, and going across Golden Gate Bridge, and it is so foggy. I can't see 5 feet in front of me, and you should have seen me driving like some old lady, like 6 miles an hour. Like, I can't see anything, dude, and I'm on a bridge.
The Golden Gate Bridge is no joke because, first of all, when I first lived in San Francisco, there was not a barrier in between oncoming traffic and outgoing traffic.
Okay, that's terrifying.
So I don't know how there wasn't accidents every day with people, just cars knocking into each other in straight aheads. So they finally put a barrier in the middle. But now the lanes are so tight that you are an inch away from the car next to you.
I remember that, yes.
So it's a lovely experience. It's a lovely experience. Let's talk some soccer. You want some soccer action on this 4th of July? We've got just the guy. He is the host of the Better Life podcast in its second form, the Better Life 2.0. And, of course, he's also a Megapod historian, the Megapod historian. You can follow him on Twitter at The Better Life. It's our buddy Tim Lawson. How you doing, Timmy?
Hey, Gil. Good morning. Good to see you. Happy 4th. I'm excited. When we're done with this spot, I'm putting a pork shoulder and a couple racks of ribs on the smoker for a little 4th of July feast. Looking forward to that.
Oh, man,
that sounds good.
Sounds great.
I'll be there in a couple hours.
Kelly will fly to, fly to you.
Always welcome at our table, Kelly.
Thanks, Tim.
All right, Tim. So let's before you get to your picks here, both MLS and USL, give us a sense of how these, well, specifically with the MLS, how this is going to this point, and what you would do with the futures market odds to win the MLS Cup.
Yeah, so MLS. I noted on my MLS betting show Double Chance this week that like the totals, the average goals per game is slowly ticking upwards, and so early in the season we saw games with fewer goals that start trend upwards closer to 3. I think it's like 2.88 right now, and that's kind of what we expect out of MLS. But the MLS of old that used to very much be like favoring the home side, like home teams prevailed more times than they didn't. That has been declining over the last few years, and that is continuing into this season with the home side only getting all 3 points about 45% of the time. So it's a great season to find competitive road teams, and when you can take them on a double chance to be able to get a result. So the futures market, if I was entering the futures market right now, if I didn't have any positions, Nashville is the way that I would look. And on the screen there, I think you have 20-1. Let me tell you, Stations in Las Vegas has them at 35-1, or at least did this morning. And Nashville's in great form. They're a competitive team. They're going to be in the playoffs. And I think that's a great entry point for anybody who is trying to get into the MLS futures market.
Stations always has better numbers. It just feels that way.
It often does. Tim, I got a question for you on a couple of these teams. So did Nashville decide to go with the American on the 4th of July, Independence Day? Are they the SC as in soccer club versus these other teams that have gone with football club?
Yes. Yeah. So Nashville, Orlando. I'm trying to think if there's any other ones. Yeah. SC stands for soccer club. Of course, you see with San Diego and LAFC, they go with football club. Look, soccer technically is a term coined in England. So I don't know. I know we adopted it here, but the English actually coined it. Well, that's a history story we can get into another day. So we can blame them for both iterations of it. But yeah, a couple clubs embracing the Americanized embracing of soccer club with the SC.
Vegas people, if you're running to stations to bet it, though, allot some time because they won't let you do it at the counter. You'll have to do it on the app, and maybe you'll have to just upload some money into your app if you don't have that. All right, to your plays today. Let's start with the MLS. What do you have in that league?
Yeah, starting with Orlando Pick'em -115. This also can be draw no bet depending on how the sports book lists it. It's pretty simple. Patrick Agyemang is still with the U.S. team on international duty with the Gold Cup. Wilfred Zaha on the wing, their star player. He's going to be out with suspension on yellow card accumulation. The reason I'm going draw no bet versus a money line play is Pep Biel is still going to be playing in that midfield, and he is the player that matters the most on that Charlotte side. So I'm taking Orlando at Pick'em just to protect myself against a draw. But Orlando should be able to contain what's going to be a more limited tactic from Charlotte without Zaha there on the wing. So I like Orlando, draw no bet -115 going into Charlotte.
And then a short dog on LAFC.
Yeah, so LAFC, I have to give a hat tip to my good friend Natron Betts. He's the one who tipped me off on this. He gave it on our show Double Chance. But the more I looked into it, the more that I liked it as well. LAFC was in great form going into the FIFA Club World Cup. They had a really disappointing showing in that tournament in their first match back into MLS, hosting Vancouver. They lost 1-0 against a Vancouver team that just keeps finding a way to win games. But LAFC still won the expected goals battle there, and I think that they are a much better team than Austin FC. And I agree with Nate that LAFC just has too much quality for Austin to handle, and I think they go back to winning ways this weekend in MLS.
All right, and then oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Tim.
I was gonna. Sorry, I interrupting the host. But such poor form of me here. But going over to USL, United Soccer League, one of my favorite leagues ever, second tier American soccer. It's the same league that the Las Vegas Lights are in. I like Lexington plus half a goal. This also gets listed as double chance, depending on how your book lists it. But this match is happening tonight. This is a Friday match. Lexington had a tough stretch of matches in May, playing the likes of Louisville City and Loudoun United, and I think it sort of gives their form a poor look, but they found some form coming into June. They've beat some good teams with New Mexico and Colorado Springs, and they think they continue that form going into a Phoenix team who is admittedly good, but I think Lexington's more competitive than the recent form, at least in May, has shown. I think June is more reflective of how competitive they can be. I like them to cover the number here.
All right. Tim, appreciate this. Orlando and LAFC in MLS. LAFC is a plus 140 dog. Shop around. And then Lexington plus a half goal in the second tier USL. Tim is the Megapod historian, and we're trying to get to the bottom of how many episodes I have done betting dork plus beating the book. We don't have an answer to that quite yet, do we?
We don't, but it is literally I have a planner. I have organization on how I structure my day and such. It is one of the things that I'll be doing while I'm tending to a fire on the smoker. I'll be doing a deep dive into how many betting dork and beating the book podcasts you have produced.
Episodes, yeah. We want to see if we got to 1,000 yet. That's what we're trying to ascertain. The Megapod begins again week 1. Before week 1, the Guessing Line show will begin, of course, before week 2. Tim, happy 4th of July, man. Appreciate the plays, and we'll talk to you more often this summer, man, with all these soccer plays.
Very good. Thanks, Gil.
Tim Lawson, everybody, at The Better Life. By the way, he does, courtesy of the Progressive Guest Line. Tim, for those, again, I've mentioned this before, but it's worth mentioning again. Tim really, when sports betting podcasts were sort of, I don't know, rising in popularity, and were proliferating, I guess. And then he found himself this great niche as a Rec Plus podcast, and really developed a great following. He did 200 episodes of The Better Life on one feed, and then he sort of closed that out. And now he's starting, a whole new way of doing that podcast with a twist. I mean, same basic conceit, but that's what he's doing at The Better Life. So I invite folks to check that out.
Awesome stuff. Go check it out. One of the more fun pods that I've ever done in my life was with Tim. Just talking about. I mean, a lot of stuff just wasn't even betting related, just past and history and personal history stuff was great.
Pour a 40 out for Matty Keys and for our bets on Matty Keys. Wow. Loses in straight sets to Laura Siegemund, 6-3, 6-3. Matty Keys was a minus 850 favorite in that match.
On the 4th of July.
On the 4th of July. We are left with 2 American men and 4 American women at Wimbledon. That's it. We'll come back. Chris Fallica, all of his bets across the sports betting landscape. That's next on this 4th of July. Numbers Game, VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
As sports fans, we may cheer for different teams, but there's one thing that we can all agree on. We want the game to be big. And with 3 levels, 30 cabanas, a 143-foot screen, 6 clean pools, and endless cold drinks, it doesn't get any bigger or any better than Stadium Swim in Las Vegas. All sports, all seasons. It's more than a pool deck. Stadium Swim is the only thing like it in the world.
Your favorite VSiN shows and personalities are now available to download as podcasts. Catch every hour of our live broadcast with VSiN Best Bets, or find your go-to show and download it directly. Get instant reactions to last night's games, sharp analysis on today's biggest matchups, and everything in between. Whether you're commuting, working out, or just catching up, VSiN lets you take the action with you wherever and whenever you want. Search VSiN on your favorite podcast platform and get in on the action with VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
numbers game on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Need a proxy? You can join the world's biggest football contest with one trip to Vegas anytime before the season starts. Trusted by thousands of players over the last 9 seasons, Winner's Circle Proxy Service helped clients win over $9.3 million last 2 seasons. Learn more about using a trusted proxy service. Visit winnerscircleproxy.com/VSiN. And once again, shout out to Winner's Circle Proxy again. I don't know how many times I'll shout them out for this, but I feel like I should. They got us a free Circa Millions and a free Circa Survivor for listeners who signed up. There were thousands of people who entered, and lucky winners that we pulled out of the hat, literally, last week.
It was great reading the emails that got sent in as well, too.
We couldn't find the Millions guy.
Couldn't find Millions guy. It took a while to surface,
but he surfaced, and so we're glad we got that done. By the way, we get tweets at being the book. I probably should have said that Golden Gate Bridge thing clear, because a super jerk, not missing a beat, tweeted in. He goes, "I just turned the show on and thought you were putting me on. That's what you're doing today? This girl better be the second coming of Raquel Welch." It's the girl I helped raise that I'm taking over the Golden Gate Bridge, not some girl I'm dating. Relax, super jerk.
I guess you should have clarified.
I guess I should have clarified that. Michael Burns. LeBron was the only game in town on the Lakers. Now I think it's Luka-driven, as it should be. First time for LeBron as second fiddle. Yeah, that's what I was referring to when I was saying LeBron is feeling some kind of way, as the kids say.
It's becoming. I think that is becoming pretty clear right now. But it is still very rare, right? Like, there are not many legends of the NBA that got treated that way, even at the end of their career. To be like, all right, we're looking towards the future. You just hang out.
Yeah, $52 million ought to smooth it over.
You'd think.
Ladies and gentlemen, he is the Bear. You know him as the Bear. He's over at Fox Sports. You can follow him on Twitter at Chris Fallica, Fallica. He's got podcasts over there at Fox and so much more. We see him on horse racing coverage. Of course, college football just around the corner. Well, you will see him weekly. Ladies and gentlemen, courtesy of the Progressive Guest Line, it's Chris Fallica. How you doing, Chris?
I'm doing okay. I mean, the Grassiker finally got to me this morning with Matty Keys going down to Laura Sigeman. So the 18-1 on Matty Keys to win the tournament looked fantastic, and now that is bye-bye. That's really, I think, the first of these upsets, especially on the women's side, that really was a surprise. You can make an argument for all the other ones, but she should not be losing to Laura Sigeman with that draw.
By the way, Chris has coined a term that he should copyright: the Grassiker.
The Grassiker. I like it.
I should have listened to my New Year's resolution, as he pointed out off air. Anything else in tennis for you today, by the way, before these matches go away?
Well, yeah, I played a little in the spirit of Mark Borchardt base winner. I got a little base winner-esque cross-sport tennis and soccer parlay here. Because Fonseca Jari over 3.5 sets is like minus 205 or so. And then I play that with Denmark team total under 1.5 today against Sweden. That comes out to like minus 120. So Fonseca Jari is the only thing left here that over 3.5 sets. I think Jari should be able to get at least one set in that match.
I will absolutely believe that, because I think Jari's winning that match. Okay, let's go to soccer itself. A lot of soccer here on the 4th of July, which feels like we're giving a nod to our British ancestors as their game, the global football. But you've got some UEFA Women's Euros bets to share with us. What do you got?
Yeah, and the way I did this, like I know you see is a couple of big numbers there. Like if you're looking for a parlay leg or something, like the Denmark team total under 0.5 in the first half, minus 2. Like if you're looking to throw something in a parlay, or you have you're a little bit less risk averse, you can play that. But both teams to score on the no, minus 115. I really like that. This is a team, Sweden, that just beat Denmark 6-1. Other than Pernille Harder, they really don't have anybody who's going to be able to threaten to score a goal there. And Sweden has conceded once or fewer in 11 of the last 12 matches. I think Denmark is going to be really up against it scoring. Maybe they get one late, which is why I added that under 0.5 goal first half. But both teams to score, no, I could see this being somewhere along the lines of 2 or 3-0 in favor of Sweden there. And then the other match, the second match, the Germany-Poland match, Leah Schuler for Germany to score the first goal at plus 280. I've seen prices out there where you can get her at plus 240 or so to score multiple goals. I don't dislike that either. Poland's a team that lost. Amazingly, they're in this tournament despite losing all 6 games in qualifying. They had to win a playoff against someone else to actually get here. So Germany, again, if you're not afraid to lay a little bit of a bigger price, 168, Germany minus 2.5. But Schuler first goal scorer today plus 280. I really like that a lot. I think she's very live to be the Golden Boot winner in this tournament as well. I got her at plus 850, which I think that price is still there.
Kelly and I were just talking about Leah Schuler the other day.
Yeah, maybe listen to the show sometime, Chris. Gosh. We went on and on about it.
I'm sure you're probably talking about Lena Oberdorf being out for Germany. Schuler really is going to have to pick up the goal scoring stock there too, right?
Obviously, that was the handicap.
We totally mentioned.
Duh, who doesn't know that? They should really let Denmark wear shoes in these games or something. Are they not they're not allowed? Are they playing with down 2 people or something? They can't score at all, Chris. What's up with that?
Okay, let's go. Let's bring it back on the July 4th to one of our sports, baseball, where again today, full baseball, bunting abounding, Rockies, White Sox, that kind of action in Major League Baseball today. But you have a play. Now, you are a Yankees fan, correct?
Mm-hmm, I am.
Okay. And your bet is about to shed light on how you feel about this team. What do you got?
Yeah, it's amazing because I went on with Will earlier in the week on his show and was like, yeah, I still think they'll win the division. I still think they'll make the playoffs. But now you look at the big picture here, and they've lost 14 of 20. They just lost Schmidt now to the DL. The rotation and the bullpen especially just in shambles. They're only 4.5, 5 games up. That's the thing. Like, you're looking at these teams behind them in the wild card, where you have Angels, Red Sox, Rangers. Those are the group of teams like in the 4 to 5 games back of the Yankees in the wild card. And you're like, there's really no way that they can drop that many games in the second half of the season to fall out of this thing. But you look at Goldschmidt isn't hitting. LeMahieu is done. Stanton is done. The lineup, Volpe is one of the worst hitters in the game. Like, the lineup is just not that good outside of Judge. I don't know why anybody's going to pitch to him. So, plus 980 to miss the playoffs, I saw at FanDuel. I don't think that's the worst flyer in the world. They actually got a little Friday baseball Memorial or 4th of July bonus I saw today, where you get like a 30% profit boost, so up to $200. So you can get that up to like plus 1280 or so to miss the playoffs for a couple $100 if you're looking. But you look at the games before the All-Star break here. They got 3 against the Mets, 3 versus the Mariners, and 3 versus the Cubs. Like, there's a chance they go like 2-7 in those 9 games, 3-6. Coming out of the All-Star break, 3 at Atlanta, 3 again against Toronto, 3 versus the Phillies, 4 versus Tampa. Like, this is a brutal stretch for them. And the way they're playing right now, would you be surprised if they went like 7-15 in those games with the way they've been playing lately? That 4.5, 5 game lead over the Rangers and the Red Sox and such, that could look a hell of a lot shorter come the end of this month. So yeah, plus 980. I think we've all made certainly worse bets than that.
I think that's very well described, Chris, because I agree with everything you've said, which is at a first glance and even at a second and third glance, a team that would have to overcome them from that scrum of teams that you just talked about. I mean, who is the most likely? The Angels, the Rangers? I mean, it's certainly not the fear of God being scared into the Yankees with that. But you're right. At this price, and based on what you described in terms of the swoon that could happen here, get in while the getting is good at this price and then just have this bet, and you never know. It may get there. If it drops any lower, right? If we came back next week and it was 5-1, I would say don't bet it.
No.
But at this price, you're right. It's pretty interesting. A lot of these teams, man, it's not just the Yankees. Before the last couple games, the Giants looked miserable. There's a bunch of teams like Seattle all of a sudden, can't hit at all. Cleveland Guardians, as we see, you have 1 or 2 good hitters, and that's it. Once Jose Ramirez goes on a slump, good God, You're never scoring, right? So it's pretty interesting with some of these teams how fragile they are, and the Yankees don't appear to be immune to that either. Real quick before you go, any outlying college football thing in our last 30 seconds that you're thinking about betting right now before the season?
I bet Jackson Arnold at 60-1 to win the Heisman, just because I think Auburn is set to have a pretty good season. I think adding Coleman and Singleton at wide receiver. Look, everyone in the country couldn't have whiffed on Jackson Arnold being one of the top quarterback recruits in the country a couple of years ago. It didn't go well at Oklahoma, but I think that was just a bigger picture type thing. I think the way the schedule shakes out for Auburn in the SEC, I think maybe a little nibble on Auburn to win the SEC and Arnold to win the Heisman, a ridiculous number like that. I think that might be worth the play.
A Heisman market, which of course has Arch Manning as the short shot at 7-1. Chris, happy 4th of July, man.
7-1.
Oh, what did you say about Arch Manning?
Same to you. Have a great week, guys.
I think we'll get his Arch Manning comment on the other side.
Happy 4th, Chris.
Happy 4th. Adam Burke on the way, as well as Steve Fezzik. Numbers Game, VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Introducing the $500 trifecta. Use your GBank Visa signature credit card within 3 months of account opening.